Well, we've got an early morning call again this morning at about 6 o'clock when some artillery noises were heard here in the centre. We know that there has been shelling and explosions wider afield, probably about 10 kilometres away from where we are now, an area that we went to yesterday, as well as a lot of explosions and what appears to be fighting around the suburbs, primarily those of Irpin, Bucha, Hostomel and Gorenka, those areas that you've seen so much of over the past few days. But because of the curfew, the outside here and the streets of the capital are absolutely deadly quiet. If you come a bit closer, I'll show you what the streets look like. And you can see that there is no one moving at all at the moment. And we were told by the mayor that one of the reasons for this very strict and dramatic curfew, those vehicles that you'll be seeing will be possibly unmarked or emergency vehicles or unmarked security vehicles. But we were told by the mayor that this very strict curfew was because they anticipated so much more activity from the Russians. In particular, they're worried about Russian saboteurs who've possibly made their way into the centre of the capital or the outskirts. We spoke to the female commander of one of these units who are trying to track down Russian saboteurs, and she was saying their modus operandi was making marks around the city, which they believed were being used to guide the Russian attackers, the Russian airstrikes, Russian drones, Russian explosions to certain targets. They were also leaving identification marks around the city for them, the saboteurs, to be picked up. And they were finding this as they were tracking down the Russian saboteurs. But the mayor was very concerned about this being a pivotal moment, a dangerous moment, and he very much appealed to Kiev residents to take cover, to take shelter. Those who've already been hit over the past 48 hours, the ones that we spoke to anyway, were not just shocked. They were also, there was a growing anger and a real determination to hold out. And we know, having spoken to the President's Chief of Staff, that while negotiations seem to be making some headway, with the President hinting that there may be room for negotiations on both sides, with him saying that the Russians seem to be more realistic in their demands. We've spoken to the President's Chief of Staff before the curfew, and he very much said there were red lines that they would not be prepared to cross, and that was they were wanting to defend every bit of territory, including those that had already been taken over by the Russians over the past 8 years.
구독, 조회